everybody, Kate Buck Jr. here, and I am sitting with my good friend, Curt Molly. Thanks for being here.
Appreciate it. Hi, everybody.
Hey, everybody. So I wanted you to meet Curt because he will be my co-instructor for the rest of your social media manager training. So I thought, why not start out from the beginning, spend a little bit of time with him so you guys can get to know him. And we're really excited to have you share your experience in the social media manager training. So thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, it's awesome being here. I mean, I read about you years ago, and I saw some of your other products. We kind of started hanging around the same people in the town that we live in, and it's an honor to be here. So I'm really excited to learn and go through the interview. I'm stoked. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, well, I'm a big fan of yours, so the feeling is definitely mutual. All right, you guys. So let's just let's learn a little bit about you. I'd love to hear like how you got started in social media marketing, kind of your background. You know, tell me how you got started.
So basically, 2005, 2006, I got into real estate. I got in the real estate market when it was like this, but I didn't realize it was actually going like this, and I got in about right here, right? So I thought it was great. I used to be embarrassed to say this, and I literally lost everything, credit, money, everything else. So comes around 2010, I really had to reinvent myself. And I tell people that I'm limited on the things that I can do. I have what you call a PhD, which is a public high school diploma. And basically my options were limited.
Nice.
I didn't want to get a job.
Yeah.
So what, my lawyer had told me that I advertised too much on real estate and I really needed to be a real estate agent. And I didn't want to be a real estate agent. I wanted more of a lifestyle than chasing that big mighty dollar. And I really wanted to focus on the lifestyle. So I started helping out small businesses. And what started happening is I bought one or two internet programs, very similar to like this, and I really focused. And now one of those first programs I brought, one of those guys are my clients, we'll get into that later, but the big thing that really hit it for me is I got some personal coaching and I did some personal consulting, and I went from broke to being underfunded, which is a completely different mindset. And I met an individual at a radio station who's done, a mutual friend of ours, he's done over 50 million online. And my mind just expanded, and then that was the catalyst of the stuff I'm doing today. So it was all just hard grunt work, figuring it out on my own at first.
Awesome, and I think that's one of the places that we super connect because I too just kind of figured this out on my own. I have a degree, a BFA in dance, which is as close to a PhD as you can possibly get, right? The most useless degree on the planet. And it came about from just digging in and learning and meeting some people that were instrumental in getting me going online and opening my eyes to what was possible, and then just running with it from there, right?
What I love about this
crazy.
business more than anything else, we've been to a lot of different conferences together and apart, and a bunch of different masterminds. When you get into this, it doesn't matter your background, your education, your skill level. It doesn't even matter if you know how to design a website. People just don't realize the small percentage of customers that you can go after. The internet's so huge, and who you can talk to, it's really limitless. So it doesn't, I want to encourage people, it doesn't matter your skill level or anything else. You can unequivocally do this. You just have to apply really what you and I are going to talk about. So just apply it.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you're jumping ahead there. No, I'm just kidding. All right, well, so you said a little bit before about how you got started. You had you took an internet course, and that person's now your client. And so, tell us a little bit about, where you are now. What does your business look like now? What do you wake up in what's a day in the life of Curt Molly?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Actually, let's not share. Not share everything. Let's just share. No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm really fortunate for the people I get to work with because I design lifestyle. I really decided what I want to do with my life, and then I want to decide who I wanted to work with. So the very first coach that I hired to help me go from broke to underfunded, who's now got me super funded. I just did an event with him. We did almost $20,000, which is amazing. But he was my personal coach. I now do all of his digital marketing. I do all of his digital products. I do all of his Facebook marketing. He's getting a high return from it. The guy on the radio station, he's one of my clients now. He's introduced me to friends that we're in business with together. The guys originally that I bought the product from, some of my clients, my elevator speech, celebrities, reality TV stars, professional sports teams, speakers, authors, San Antonio Spurs are one of our clients. Is I took the guy from the product that I bought. We went out to a game. We were sitting in the executive suite, and I'm like, right courtside, and I go, everything that you taught me, that you sell other people for just a small amount of money, I turned this into over $10,000. So it's literally just taking the same information before, but it's building the relationships and the contacts, and then just so your contacts can trust for you to do the right thing, and then everything else in between is easy. Like how to do so many Facebook posts, you know this, it's easy, but meeting the right people that's where my entire world changed. Really, it's some of the same events that I met you at.
Right, exactly. And we'll talk a lot in kind of branding and client getting and all of that about both networking on and offline and how important that is in building your business. As a matter of fact, I think we would agree that it's probably the most important thing in building your business. And so it sounds like you do some implementation services, right? You do a lot of coaching and consulting. What else? What other types of things? You do a lot of speaking. You mentioned speaking. You have some information products. What else?
Awesome.
What other things do you do in your business?
I mean, it really comes down for me, like I said, to design a lifestyle. I love to work from my laptop. I've got a brand new Mac. I'm now an official Mac user. Love it. Greatest thing in the world.
Finally.
It took me a little convincing from some mutual people that we know. But
only being in a mastermind where there's 20,000 Macs and Curt.
Just me on my computer that I spilled coffee on that had a keyboard. Yeah, it was just interesting. So what I'm really passionate about is I love speaking in front of people. I love being able to share some of the things that I've been able to do, how they can do it in their own business. So I speak on a very frequent basis. And it's amazing, at the beginning of the year, I really said, I want to speak more. And I told friends and other colleagues I worked with, one of my goals just to share is I really want to speak more. And I've been speaking a lot this year. So it's always important to share your aspirations, what you want to do. So I have speaking. I do a lot of strategy design. So I'm really fortunate because we only require a small amount of clients who decide to spend a lot of money. And a lot of money is just value, right? Trying to really add value to someone's life. I know for a couple of clients, for what we charge them, the normal person may say that's a lot, but to this individual, they're like, Curt just takes care of everything, or his team takes care of everything. So we do a lot of Facebook pay-per-click as well. We run implementation for funnels. We're very selective on who we design digital products for. And what I feel fortunate with, that I encourage everybody else to do, and I know you've done the same thing, is everything that we do, that we learn from, we teach it, because we learn 90% of what we teach. We create info products that when it comes to answer people's questions, they can do it on their own with simple products that have the solution. So speaking, digital products, and I'm going to spend 3.5 weeks in Germany. I got back from Nebraska after 4 weeks with my mom when my grandma died. I mean, you can't do that with a job. So it's lifestyle and what you want to do. I love it.
Totally. And we're going to dig deep into that portion in the bonus module, Beyond Social Media Management, building your business beyond just getting clients to implement social media manager services. So I'm really excited to hear your perspective on that as well. So my question for you is, what do you think is the thing, or maybe there's a couple of different things, maybe your top 3, no more than 3 if you've got them, just for time's sake, right? That got you from where you were to where you are now, right? And the reason I say that is because a lot of people that are watching this video want to start a business online, and social media management seems to be the path that they've chosen, or at least they think they have, right? And so in watching this video and going through the training, like, we know that isn't going to make any difference. Just watching this training, if you don't actually go do anything, it's not going to really make a whole big lot of difference in your life and in creating an online business. So I'm curious what you really think is going to be the difference of them taking this training and then actually going out and creating this lifestyle business that you and I both get to enjoy. What was it for you, and what do you think it is for the people that are watching the video?
This is super easy, and you should literally write this down. It is speed of implementation.
Speed of implementation.
Yep, speed of implementation.
Okay.
You have to fail. Everything has to be in your business, has to be an analytical thought process.
Okay.
Either it worked or it didn't. You can't say, I don't know if I tried, because if I didn't ever, I don't know how. Like, those are too many other emotional issues. Either it works or it doesn't. You always have to constantly test. So it has to be speed of implementation. Like when you're watching these videos, for example, you want to watch 2 or 3 of them. Don't become overwhelmed, but watch 2 or 3. But you have to schedule and watch 2 or 3. It amazes me. I have a digital product where we show people how to do stuff in 7 minutes, right? And literally people have called me and said, Curt, I haven't had any time over the last 6 months to look at your product. And I'm like, the 7 minutes, like, there's a bigger issue here, right? So it has to be speed of implementation, because most of your competition won't do it. The second thing is, you always have to be on the cutting edge, and you always have to be trying as you're doing speed of implementation. That's going to give you cutting edge information, because you're always trying and you're always failing forward or falling forward, but you're moving forward quickly. So it's really important, speed of implementation, right? And really analyzing that information. And the biggest thing, what it's really going to come down to, and I'll have a sub point to this, is it's your physical language. And what I mean by that, and a couple of the people we work with, they know that I'm really sensitive on the language, because when someone comes up to me and they're like, I ain't got any money, I don't know what I'm gonna do, my life really sucks, I have no idea, I hate my life, I hate my job, I hate everybody about it, I just hate my kids, and I hate my dog, and I hate, they've said hate over and over and over. There's a very high predictability. They have a high predictability that their emotions, they're never gonna be able to control, or they could, but it's gonna require a lot of training. So what happens is you're gonna find in this niche that as you connect with people, the way that we're connected now, is it's a very small industry. And if you really want to be the top of the industry, it's a very small amount of people. And if you want to attract that, it all comes into your language. But it's very easily to get your ego in the way, to get offended, to just have bad relationships with your initial first people. If it wasn't for 5 key people I could name on my hand, I wouldn't be sitting here with today. But I always wanted to serve them. I wanted to give them value. I wanted to ask them what I could do for them, and I told them I appreciate them every step of the way. And you probably hear me say it in the videos here, that I appreciate you being here, but it all comes down to language. So you have to implement really quickly. You have to analyze, is this working, is it not? You share that information in your language, it'll bring you all the clients that you're ever gonna want. And we'll spend more time with that in the bonus issue, but those 3 things are huge.
Nice. I love that. All right, well, you've been out and coaching and training other social media managers as well over the past couple of years. And, I'd love to hear a little bit about what the cool stuff that your students are up to, that you've been doing in your training, that, the students of our social media manager training can look forward to the same kind of results.
Our combined forces.
Our combined forces.
Like the evil power. That's
boom.
Good.
All right.
We should get a special effect for that, like where it blows
boom,
up. Or
yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
Yeah,
it should do something really cool.
That'd be good. Editors are like, I hate when they have to do that and they say that kind of stuff, right?
Because now if it doesn't.
Yeah, so one of the guys, he was in network marketing, and I love telling this story. He was really underfunded. He wanted to do something different. And what was amazing is we started off this beta period. Actually, it was in January of just this last year. And I started working with him. I said, look, it's going to be a little bit of money to get in, but you're going to have to be really, really focused. You're going to commit to me. And he committed to me time and place. And when someone commits time and place, right, over and over and over, this is really important, because consistency is what it really comes down to, right, and failing forward and whatnot. And what he ends up doing is he just starts in the path, and unfortunately his brother committed suicide because of financial issues, pretty much when he got started. And he missed 1 call, and he just kept on being really focused because he wanted to change his life, because his brother was so stressed out of money that they had with the family business that he really wanted to design a new lifestyle. We taught him how to do a couple of concepts on Meetup. He hosts his first Meetup, no one shows up. 45 minutes later, this guy shows up, and he's like, we don't like when someone from outside of town comes into our town to do a meetup and to take business. And they're like, whoa, hang on a second. Wow. It ended up being one of the guys who sat on the Chamber of Commerce for that small town. Once they understood their intention because of the way they used their language, they now have done multiple meetups. I flew out to Estes Park, Colorado 2 months ago. They had an event with 30 small business owners in there. I mean, their business is just unequivocally, it's taking off, and he's designing a business where he can spend time, and this is the best part of the story, with his son, 2 years ago when his son was born, he named Freedom, because he wanted to give people the idea in his son that he literally could be free anytime he wanted to do something. And he's proving it right now. I mean, we even have, and I'll tell you this real quick, we even had a guy just last week get married, go down to the Bahamas. He's having Mai Tais, talks to a business owner next to him, because of the language, gets him hooked into another conversation. 3 days after his wedding, still on vacation, he has a 5-member mastermind breakfast, pulls out 3 clients. So he goes on vacation, gets a vacation paid for, and has more money in his pocket by the time he lands. And it's all lifestyle. I love this.
I love those kind of vacations.
Love it.
I'm going to do some more of those kinds. All right, well, we're going to share a little bit more about your students and their successes, and just we'll let them talk for themselves. But
awesome.
In conclusion, I just wanted to say thank you for being here. Thanks for being part of the training. And I don't know if there's anything else that you want to share with the social media managers that are watching this as they get started in their business, if there's anything you want to share with them before we go on to the next video.
I want to share this with everybody, and I think this is really important. So like the crowd of the circle that we run in, I'm really fortunate because we know a lot of the same people. But what happens is, and this is super important to know, what happens is a lot of people that we run around with, not to brag, but they make a lot of money online, but they've also made a lot of mistakes in bigger money portions. So we're really fortunate because we see behind the curtain, and then we see behind the curtain of the curtain. So some of the things that we're going to discuss and tell you, this is, I mean, but literally people have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. I know people who have lost millions of dollars because of mistakes that you may be just starting out right now, and these small, simple things are huge. So what I'm so excited is when we started talking about doing this like masterminding and maybe working on a product and maybe serving others and doing content. Kate has so much experience with people who've paid her a ton of money and are really just high profile, amazing clients. I've done the same thing. I know you're gonna have other people talk about this as well. Just take the information, take action right away, be consistent on it, and literally make sure that you're really keen on your language and just implement. And I'd love to hear your success story as well. So I'm excited, Kate. It's gonna be awesome.
Awesome.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right, you guys. So move on to the next video, which is all about what is a social media manager. And Curt and I will see you in the next video.